Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. OG boy. Day we hustle, but the night we OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
Good morning, everybody. On this Sunday morning, we are back here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series S with another recreation flight here. And that recreation flight is of Angle of Attack. They are a ground school flight training YouTuber. So check them out, Angle of Attack. We're going to recreate one of their flights. It's actually their last leg of one of their epic video series that they've got on the internet, where they took their Cessna 172 down to Wisconsin to get retrofitted in glass cockpit, it looks like, and a bunch of work done. And then they flew it back to Alaska. And so we are going to go ahead and do their last leg as they are returning back to Alaska. Their home base is Homer, Alaska. So they flew from Gulkana, Alaska, over Valdez. Yes, that Valdez with the old oil spill and all of that, over to Seward, Alaska, and then into Homer. So maybe about a 2.5 hour flight for us here. So we are sitting here in a beautiful morning in Gulkana, Alaska. And again, you can go watch their in real life flight in the link in the description below. Another thing that I will actually start doing here for everybody is, if you want to join me on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I will also start to put a little bit of the flight plan and multiplayer settings in the description. So if you would like to join me and fly along with me, I have named plates on. I still got a cough. It's not a COVID cough. It's the remnants of all the phlegm and all that. Lovely. So, Emily. Oh, wait, no. I looked over and I just saw Emily. But it's not Emily. It's Emilia. Emilia. Thumbs up, Emilia, because you are amazing. Thank you for joining me here this morning, or at least my morning, your evening, your nighttime now, I guess, probably. No, your evening. If you are over in Slovakia. So, yeah, we are sitting here in, we can show you, here we are in our 172. It is Aunt Cindy and me, and the actual video, it's the owner of Angle of Attack and his buddy. So, but here is Aunt Cindy and me. Yeah, I like the flight helmet. So, but we are in November 2423 uniform. That is the N number of the Angle of Attack boys Cessna 172, and we are here in this beautiful area of Gulkana, which is east of Valdez, Alaska. So if you want to kind of follow along on Google Earth or something. But this is the beautiful flatlands, I would say. Tundra, maybe? Is this? I don't know if we're far. Yeah, I guess you could say. But beautiful flatlands here. But we are heading to the mountains. So this is, be honest with you, this is my first flight. Sorry about that. My first flight here that will take us into and over the mountains of Alaska. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I haven't really flown up in Alaska here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So, but here is our Cessna 172 sitting here. Let's jump in the cockpit. Yes, I have the glass cockpit, the G1000 here of the Cessna 172. The reason being is they kept a lot of their kind of originality feel in November 2423 uniform, the actual airplane that the boys from Angle of Attack flew in the video. And again, you can see that video and their YouTube channel linked in the description below. So it's not a full glass cockpit that they got, but so I went ahead and said, well, I'm going to go ahead and fly the glass cockpit. So that's why we are here in the Cessna 172 glass cockpit that we are going to fly tonight, or this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the yoke so we can see everything. Fuel is on, fuel valve shutoff is on, everything is looking good. Parking brake is set. Let's go ahead and turn on the masters. Let's go ahead and turn on our beacon since we are officially operating the airplane now. So everything is looking good there. And so full rich here on that. Let's go ahead and crack the throttle. And let's come over here and silence the alarms. Yes. Oral warning. Okay.
TAWS system test.
System TAWS test. Okay. And let's come down over here, and what we're gonna try to look and see here is fuel flow. So let's go ahead and turn on the fuel pump, and there we go. We automatically get some fuel flow, so let's go ahead and turn that off. So we've got good fuel flow going on. I don't really need the fuel pump to start now. Beacon is on. Everything is. I like what we see here. I cannot open the window in this model. This is the original Cessna 172 that they give us here. So let's see. Throttle is cracked. Mixture is full rich. Fuel is good. We've already done all the fuel. Lights are on. Let's go ahead and come over here with the key. And now, can I get a clear prop? Nicely done. Go ahead and bring that throttle up to 1,000 RPMs. Oil pressure is already coming up, looking good. There we go, about 1,000 RPMs. Everything is looking good. And let's go ahead now, turn on all of our avionics. Let's come over here and let the big old MFD. Let's go ahead and get that going on. We know what we want to do over here too. It is menu, because this is Baron Pilot. It is menu, enter, dial down 1, enter, menu. And what does that do? That gives us track up over there. So now that's going to be always pointing track up. Let's come over here and let's get this little map off. Let's go ahead and turn on our wind indication over here, which is option uno over here. And now let's make sure the CDI is set to GPS. Yes, I have a VFR flight plan. We are flying a VFR today. And if you want to follow along, I am on the Southeast Asia server. Why? Because it has the least amount of people on it. I'm flying with a few clouds, flying at basically roughly 7 a.m. local time right now on today. So that's kind of what you need to know. And there's also our VFR flight plan. We're going from Gulkana to Valdez, over Seward, and then into Homer. So Emilia over here says, you were born in the United States, but was adopted and moved to Slovakia back in 2004. Like I said, on a different stream, my mom was adopted, but all here in the States. But very cool. Everybody has got a unique story if you just bother just to open your ears and listen. So, all right, November 2423, uniform is warming up here. While we're warming up, let's go ahead and at least listen to the weather here. So, light winds. I like it. We're going all the way up to 8,500. Got a little bit of clouds. Might have to dodge. Might be standard. All right, 2992 on there. So we're gonna go to 8,500 because eventually we're gonna have mountains we're gonna have to clear over. So that's something we got to think about. So out here on the flatlands at 1,500 feet right now, not that big of a worry, but we're going to get some big mountains here when we get to the coast. So again, we're going to 8,500. We're heading west, basically, so we want to be evens plus 500 feet VFR because we are going to be 3,000 feet above the ground. I don't know why I've got all these things going on. So I was talking so much now. All right, wind 253. So wind is 253. So one of the things that we can do here is I kind of know so we want to head toward the beacon right there. So we want to go left turn. So we're gonna kind of do a 270 here around this guy. So we'll go out there. We'll do a run up and we'll make a decision, because if we're gonna take off in one direction, we're gonna have to back taxi on the runway. So we'll do a run up before we actually get to the runway. So let's go ahead and come out here, and parking brake comes off, power comes in, take out this guy's head with the wingtip. Why are you guys always in the way? Oh, you lucky. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Sunrise on the water makes me happy. Yep, there's your singing for the day. All right, we're gonna come right out here. Come on. Come on. Just give me a little bit more. So you got to work with all the buttons on the controller. So flying on the controller, it takes a little bit more time. It's not just like, you know, what do you want to say, just jamming the throttles, right? I'm using A and B for throttle, and I've got a couple throttle setting with a couple other combinations that I can do and all of this, so it just takes a little time. Parking brake comes on. Let's go ahead and go into the airplane. And let's come on down here, see what we've got. Let's go ahead and bring the throttle up to about 17, 1800 RPMs. Give it some juice. There we go. Follow along. You want to follow along right there, 1710. Now we're gonna come over here and check the magnetos, the sparky. So here we go. Right magneto, drop of about 110. Back to both. We don't want it more than 150. That means the magnetos are shot. They're done. Left magneto. Also 110. Looking good. Do not need to lean out. Let's check everything here. Let's come up. Compass and heading indicator are aligned. 2992, and over here on my steam backup 2992. Looks on the horizontal, everything is looking good. I like it. Transponder is, I guess up here we set it to 7. This is America. Why would it be set to 7,000? I don't know. Do they do that? Well, I'm going to leave it there, but I have to look that up. Do they squawk 7,000 or 1200? You learn something every day. Now I got a question and all this. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn on all of our lights. Landing lights coming on. All right, everything is looking good. I like it. Let's go ahead and come to idle with just a little bit of juice. So you can see that throttle going in as I'm tapping the A button, so it's just little motion. I probably could change that. I guess in the settings, so. All right, here, let's, parking brake's coming off. So one was 250. Let's come up here and let's see here about what. All right, so runway 33 is what we want, because 250 would be less of a crosswind. If you come down here, you can actually see that right now. It's pretty light winds. That's what it's telling me right now. But I would definitely think that 3.3 is the best. So for that reason, let's go back into taxi mode. And let's go ahead and do a 180 here. Don't hit the beacon. Don't tear up our wingtip. And again, if you'd like to follow along on flights with me in the future, like I said, when I am live streaming, I will go ahead and put the multiplayer info in the description below. And so you can check that out if you would like. So we're going to taxi down here. I'm not really sure if this in real world is a taxiway or if this is a runway, but it's marked taxiway, so we're going to take this down to runway 33 and then take on off and head toward Valdez. We're going to fly over Valdez and then out over the coast to Seward, over Seward, and then down into Homer. And once we get closer to Valdez, all of this flatland tundra wilderness here will start to grow into epic and amazing mountains. So that is what we are going to be seeing here soon. We have done our run up. We are ready to go. We're coming down here. We've got another windsock. You see, it's a limp noodle down here. Also, if you are on the Xbox, this is an Xbox Series S that I am playing on. So it is amazing. If you are thinking about getting into aviation, I would highly recommend Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is on Xbox Game Pass, which is also amazing. But come along, fly with me, ask questions on social, whatever you would like to do. Like I said, down in the description, I will start to add information about my flights, my live streams. I will be live streaming on Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Sunday mornings. I don't even have coffee. My God, what's wrong with me? Well, we'll get it up in the air. We got some time. We can let Otto, our little German co-pilot, take over while I go make some coffee here. So, all right, let's go ahead and go. So, Gulkana traffic. Cessna 2423 uniform is taking runway 33 right, Gulkana. We don't need all of the runway here, I don't think, so we're gonna kind of sneak it out. There's touchdown. Now we got plenty of runway here, so we're gonna come out right here. Into the cockpit. Don't see any traffic. Hold the brakes. Don't need any flaps. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and bug the heading bug. There we go. That is set. So yeah, this is why I need missionary pilot's checkbox, which is in the mail. It's coming, missionary bush pilot. I ordered it. It's coming in the mail. I'll be using it on live streams here in the future, but I need to go ahead and let's set our heading bug, our altitude bug for 8,500. It is now bugged. Let's do a climb out. Nice easy climb out at 90 knots is what we're going to shoot for. Heading bug is set. We are ready to go now. Flight plan is over here in the multifunctional display. You can see it right there. So we are going to climb straight ahead, get some altitude, and then we will get on course. Yep, lane light is on. Everything is looking good. And so let's go ahead and go power now. Power's coming up. Everything is in the green. I like it. And we're rolling. 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 Airspeed's alive. 30 knots. $50 knots. 16 knots. Let's go just easy rotate here. Oh yeah. If there was a squeak or rotate, that was it. Trim, 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 as Juan Brown would say in Blanco Lirio. Trim, trim, trim. There we go. We are climbing out here. Looking good. I tell you, this Cessna 172, it just performs really well. Ooh, look at that. Look at that terrain. Woo. See ya, Gulkana. Nice, beautiful day up here in Eastern Canada, Central Eastern Canada, Alaska. Everything is looking good. I like everything I see. I'm going to come back on the power just a little bit. Got a pretty long flight today. I'm just going to continue to climb out straight ahead here. I'm kind of looking to see if you can see I've got this time to climb. And in VFR flight plans, basically it has you do that quite a bit. And I'm not even sure when it actually like switches over. There it goes. It just switched over. It gives you time to get up in the air. And so now it has switched over. So we're going to start our left turn here to get on the course now. Come off the power a little bit more. We'll go ahead and bug us for 85 knots in the climb. There's the mountains we're heading toward today. Got to get 8,500 feet. Get toward the tops of those. Just kind of turning back around here, somewhat toward the airport. There is Gulkana right out there at 10 o'clock out the front windshield. Trim, trim, trim. Let's let the airplane work with us. Let's be in partnership with the airplane. So you can see I am doing nothing. I've got it trimmed up pretty nicely. But of course, as you change speeds and all of this, and if you mess with the left stick, then of course it changes speed, changes trim settings, yada yada yada. So, all right, we're still in the vicinity. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the landing light on here just for safety. But there is a Gulkana where we just took off. And like I said, you can actually follow along in real life flight that Angle of Attack did. Their last leg into their home base of Homer on this epic, amazing, huge cross-country, across Canada, down into Wisconsin, where they took November 2423 uniform, their Cessna 172 down there for a bunch of rework and all this. It was absolutely amazing to follow along on all the work they got done on their Cessna 172. So you can follow along with them, watch the video. Epically amazing. So we're going to come over here on the old range, zoom way out so we can kind of see where we're heading. There we go. All right, we are 4,000, almost 4,000 feet, going to 8,500 feet because we got these mountains right in front of us. All right, so since we've got all this retrofit, let's come over here and let's do. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hello, don't mess with the left stick. I hit the left stick there just a little bit. So let's go autopilot, nav. Where you going, buddy? There you go. Come on back. Come on back to nav. Flight level change. Flight level change. There we go. Okay. There we go. So you just had to work out the kick. Like taking a big stretch, I guess is what you need to do there. All right. So now we're in monitor mode here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. We got GPS mode is on. Let's go ahead and center our heading bug just in case we need to go into heading mode, in case we lose nav mode, lose signal, something like that. But it's that way in case we all we got to do then is we just got to hit heading mode and the plane will stay pretty much straight because we bugged it to where basically is where we're looking right now. We're in flight level change, climbing out at 85 knots. That's what we've got bugged. No, we got 86 bugged. There we go. 85 is now bugged. Come over here at 2,400 RPMs. I like it. Everything is looking good. We got full of fuel this time. If you know me and fuel, that didn't end too well. We are passing 4,600, going to 8,500. We are now off the vicinity. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the landing lights. So everything is looking good. I like what I see. I think you like everything that you see too over here flying with us as we are now departing Gulkana. get up over these mountains here on our way, and I think we're gonna climb probably up above these these clouds that are right in front of us. But we are VFR today. Right now, our first leg is a Gulkana to Valdez, Alaska, on the coast. So we're basically going from inland to the coast, and then almost everything is then mountains and water right along the coast as we go from Valdez to Seward, and Seward then into Homer. But once we get to climb, cruise and all that, probably about 2.5 hour flight here this morning. So once I get up here to cruise, then I will probably leave you for a little bit, go make some coffee here in real life as we let Otto, our little German co-pilot, take over. Yeah, I call him Otto. Otto. Duh. So, but everything is looking good here. I like what I'm seeing. November 2423 uniform is performing very nicely. Yes, that is the N number of angle of attack's actual airplane. I couldn't really find a livery that looked like theirs with their orange and stuff. So, all right, we got this cloud right here, but I can actually kind of see right through it. So I'll kind of then say we're staying clear of the clouds because I can actually kind of see through the cloud. So we're going to cut right by it here as we just continue our climb. 5,500 going to 8,500. And again, we got to get up over this terrain, or at least right toward the top, so then we can do some navigating. I really don't want to climb to 10,500, but we can if we need to. We really don't have any wind problems here today, so got just a little bit of a crosswind from the right. So, all right, little busted VFR there through this cloud. But we are climbing to 8,500 here. Looks good. We might be getting some more clouds as we get closer to the coast here. But I haven't really checked out the Alaska scenery here at Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series S. I would imagine that it is just going to be amazing, but I don't know that. I would think so. I would just think so. A little drone mode action as we climb out here. Oh yeah. So I figured, why not just use the Xbox Flight Sim livery, since I don't have a nice orange, older kind of looking livery for the Cessna 172 that would match November 2423 uniform. So I just went with this. All right, we're gonna bust through another little cloud here, but I don't see any traffic. We're up here early in the morning in real life, and we're up here early in the morning in the sim, so I wouldn't expect a lot of AI players nor real players right now, especially just out in this area. Except for the awesome guys from Angle of Attack and the awesome flight simmers who would recreate a flight like this. I don't really know why there would be too many people out here. So what have I got this set at? 100 miles? That might be a little much. Let's do 35 miles. There we go. So I think that 35 miles means the whole MFD, top to bottom, is 35 miles. So basically we're looking 17 miles ahead. I think that's how it works. So All right, we are passing through we've passed through 5,000 feet, so let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start leaning here. There we go. Lean for power. Looking good there. Still climbing up, 85 knots, 6,800, going to 10. Oh no, going to 8,500. I'm not sure why I've got 10 in my head, but I do. In case we need to, these clouds, I think these clouds, it looks what they told us, are going to settle down just below us, so it's going to be, I think, pretty amazing, the flight once we get up here with the little bit of clouds and the mountains and the snow that's left in the mountains and all this in August. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. But yes, if you want to, like I said, on this one, you can go ahead and just log right on top of me and just join the flight. Or if you want, on future flights that I recreate, because I really do like recreating flights on my live stream of in real life YouTuber pilots. Don't know which one I'm going to be doing tomorrow night, Monday night, but think about it. I was thinking about doing missionary bush pilot, but I'd really like to get my checklist box from missionary bush pilot first before I do a flight, recreate a flight of his, so that way then I could actually have the box with me during the flight in the Kodiak 100. We would be back in the Kodiak 100, so I'm not really sure. I've got a bunch of videos that are in a playlist, so I'll have to think about which ones I want to do. But no matter what, I will post my flight plan on the thumbnail. It'll also be in the description below. I'll start to do that, and then I'll also put the server, time of day, weather preset, and basic flight plan stuff, basic route with basic altitude and all that. If you'd like to come along and join me, I have started to join some other people flying the official flight sim community fly-ins, and some other Twitch people. They're not really on YouTube. They post their videos on YouTube, but then they actually live on Twitch. I've been doing that with Uncle B, and that was a lot of fun. Because I like doing formation flying. It's just adds a whole nother level of I don't know, just dimension to flight sim. We did it in some Yonkers 52, some of the tri-motors. That was a lot of fun. So, all right. We are 7,500 going to 8,500, so 1,000 to go. And go ahead and lean out just a little bit more here. All right, lucid RPM, so let's go ahead and go rich a little bit. There we go. Just a nice easy climb here. I didn't really want to just dart up. Just nice easy climb. Going 8,500 feet. I mean, that's getting up there toward the service ceiling for a Cessna 172. So just want to clear the mountains, get good visibility, get some terrain avoidance. That way then we can just kind of cruise on over the mountaintops here. In real life here, I could then go make some coffee. So I'll turn on some tunes for you. But nice climb up, beautiful. You know, think about the hunting and stuff that we can do out there in this land. Oh. Yeah, I'd have to say, probably my three main hobbies in real life are probably video gaming, but on video games, I guess you could add, in video gaming, really now it's become flight sim and hunting sims. I do like other games, but I don't live stream them. I do like live streaming. I do like travel in real life. So, those are probably my main hobbies, And if I did get back into flying would be a hobby in real life. So it would probably be what I'm doing here. It would be flying, hunting, travel would probably be my, three top 3 hobbies in real life. And so I do hunting in a sim here on Xbox. I do hunting in real life. I've done flying in real life. I don't anymore. Maybe get back into it someday. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. But now I do it on the sim. And of course, this is travel also. So, and Aunt Cindy and I, we like traveling in real life. We've got our little teardrop trailer Voyager. That's why the shirt here, Voyager. So, all right, we are definitely coming up in the mountains here. We are 8,200 going to 8,500 here in our climb for terrain avoidance. Getting a little bit of, looks like wind and a little bit, maybe not turbulence, but just some updrafts, I'd say. 200 to go. It's flashing. 200 to go. All right, I see something that's very interesting that just happened here. That's why it pitched up. It went off. This is very interesting. It since we were within 200, it went off the flight level change command of 85 knot, and so basically it got so close that it pitched up there for a little bit. So you need to be careful about that. That could put you in a stall condition. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to let Otto here, our little German co-pilot, level us off here at 8,500 feet. We're going to let the plane speed up, get some momentum, and then we are going to go ahead and re-lean and get all the engines set up here. And then I will probably leave you, turn on some music, leave you for just a bit, so that way I could go make some coffee in the real life. One amazing thing about flight simming is you can enjoy the flight, Otto can take control, and in real life I can go do some stuff. It's a win-win. Let me get some. That's a nice view right there, huh? Planes all, because I think this ruins your view. Yeah. So we want to be looking this way. That's a nice view right there. And of course I could, if I wanted to, zoom out a little bit, give you a nice, little nicer view. Yeah, that's nice. Just kind of getting set up for heading to Homer. Let's see what we've got here in terms of. We're heading out to Valdez is our first checkpoint, so we got 20 minutes to get to when we do our flyover at Valdez. All right, I think we are now established at 8,500. I'm going to come back on the power to 2,500 RPMs. There we go, 2,500 RPMs. We're going to come down here on the mixture. We're going to watch RPM, fuel flow, exhaust gas temperature. We're going to watch this as we just now pull the mixture out. See, the fuel flow is going down. We're saving fuel. All right, we're losing RPMs, so it's pretty much just about set for where we want it to be. We're starting to lose. We're getting so rich now that we're losing RPMs again. Yep. So let's back up. Now we're lean, so we're losing RPMs. All right, we're going to lean to right there. Save our fuel. Get nice and lean. Everything is looking good. So what are we at? Fuel flow here is... So every one of these is what, 2, 4, 6, 8. So about 8 gallons per hour. That's what we've got going on. We are full of fuel, so we're at over 25 gallons. So we are looking good here. Looking good in the neighborhood. I think we've got terrain. Oh, we got another airplane. It's probably up high. There he is. See him up there? Right above the tail there. What's up? Hello? That is not another human, I don't think, because, well, maybe so far away nameplate doesn't show up, but I would imagine that is an ADS-B data being pulled in. There it is. All right. So with that, everything is looking pretty good. we might skirt right by that mountain right there, so I might need to check in on you on that one. But let me give you some nice views here. Oh yeah, give you some nice views. Let me give you some music. I will be right back. I'm gonna go turn the coffee pot on and all that so I can make some coffee in real life here. So I will be back with you. I am gonna be messing around here with my camera, so let me go ahead and see what happens if I turn this off. Yep, okay, everything is working good there. I was just making sure on and off worked real good. So enjoy the music. I'll be back in just a little. I am going to get the coffee pot heating up, see if I need to take care of any real life stuff. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, I'm back with you here. I have went and got me in the back of the plane here. Went and got me some coffee. Whew. That's hot. But everything is looking good. Otto, you did a good job, my man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Everything is looking good. Kept us right on track. We're 11 minutes from our flyover at Valdez, Alaska. Yes, that Valdez, where you had the oil tanker spill. When was that? Back in the 80s? 80s or 90s? It was a big thing when I was in my ute. When I was in my ute. But everything is looking good here. November 2423 uniform. Cessna 172 flown by Angle of Attack, a ground school flight training based in Homer, Alaska. I am recreating the last leg of one of their epic cross-country flights that they did to get improvements done on 2-3 uniform down in Wisconsin. So they did a whole video series of them flying across Canada and into Wisconsin, all the work done on the aircraft and flying back. And so I just thought, hey, do the last leg here, because I have not done any Alaska flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series S. So yes, for all of you out there, this is console and it is amazing. So I am thrilled with this, even though I will upgrade to an Xbox Series S or X, excuse me, at sometime in the future here. But I have stuck with consoles just for the ease of it. So that is why I do consoles. So we've got a mountain coming up here right off the nose, but just epic. And there, this doesn't do it justice. This is amazing for a console flight simulator. It is amazing, but it doesn't even compare to the epic video and pictures that the guys got when they really did this flight. And if you really want to watch that flight, go down the description below. I've got a link to their flight and their YouTube channel in the description below. So absolutely amazing. But right now this scenery looks amazing. And yes, I'm flying I usually try to pick a livery that looks like the airplane that I'm recreating the flight in, but there just wasn't a Cessna that really looked like theirs, so I went ahead and went with the Xbox Flying Club livery here that we've got in Flight Sim. So yes, I am still recovering from COVID. There is our first, at least that I have seen, our first other human here flying with us. Stringer 748. Looks like he's in a Boeing 787. That's what it looks like. He is climbing probably out of Anchorage or something like that. He is at 13,000 going to who knows what. So just amazing. Let's go with the drone mode, huh? Oh, look at this. Wow. This is... Oh, getting in some turbulence. Let's get back in the cockpit. Let's get back in the cockpit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some mountains. There be mountains! I know I'm looking at a little like 30-inch TV or 28-inch TV right here. But this is amazing. Again, it's on a console. Can you imagine if I had like some really epic setup with a yoke? But I'm a gamer. But with a yoke, a throttle, and all this, that would be amazing. But I kind of like to keep it gaming. That's why I fly with a controller, and I do have a keyboard for some of the other stuff. So, working for the man. Working for the man. Working for the man, by the way, is going to be one of my Saints Row buddies. He's also one of my longest known Xbox friends. Along with Danger Ranger. I don't know why I'm singing so much, but I probably should stop. Got the old coffee here this morning. That's the nice thing about good old flight sims. We can just go into the back here in the back of the Cessna 172 back here. We've got a full galley. We can go back there, make us some coffee. Wow. Again, not real, not real. But still is amazing. Amazing. Under 15 knots true airspeed. What's our ground speed? Probably about the same, right? Yep, 113 knots. So yeah, it's gonna be about it's gonna be about a 2.5 hour flight, something like that. Something like that. Oh yeah. Outside air temperature is 4 Celsius. Ooh. You can see over here on our multifunctional display, we're coming up on Valdez, Papa Alpha Victor Delta. Looking good. Well, these few clouds, yeah, I'm busting them. I mean, we're VFR, so VFR. But they're just a few clouds, so but like that one, we're gonna stay clear. We're gonna go. It looks like we're gonna go right over. It's dissipating. Looks like as we get up here. So I like it. I like it. You know, I think maybe I've been thinking about it. I think Monday, I think I need to do a Jimmy's World. Yeah, I think I need to do a Jimmy's World video. If you haven't checked out, if you haven't found Jimmy's World, you need to do a search for Jimmy's World, and you might have to put like Aviation or something like that. But I might do kind of like a Jimmy's World live stream tomorrow night. Yes, I might just do that. Look at this scenery. Look at the glacier. Oh, that is amazing. Here, I'll reset the view so that way it's not all weirded out, fish-eye, because I zoomed out. Look at that. Wow. And look at, now we're at the coast with the fjords. The fjords. I'm in good spirits, even though I still got my COVID cough. I don't know, I'm just feeling good in the neighborhood. Going through this cloud right here, just real light, can see through it. The November 2423 uniform is just, she is treating us well. She got all her upgrades down in Wisconsin. Here comes the town of Valdez, Alaska. And yes, that Valdez, I think this is a terminus for the Alaskan pipeline, because that's why you had the oil tanker and all that. I think it actually ran aground out over there. You can do some research out around the bend there, not in the fjord here. But there is the Valdez airport right there. And there is the town of Valdez, because again, I believe it's a terminus for the Alaskan pipeline. And so they bring the oil down to here, then put it onto tankers, and out it goes. But that's another amazing thing about Flight Simulator, is that you can fly over these places and go, what is that? What is this? So we got two things now that we need to look at. One, about pipeline, is it a terminus here at Valdez? And also, right now we're squawking 7,000, but are we supposed to squawk 7,000 or 1200? So I could look it up right now, but I'll look it up afterwards. Or somebody in chat can come in and look it up. Am I supposed to be squawking 1200 in Alaska, or am I supposed to be squawking 7,000 for VFR in Alaska? So we're about to be making a right turn here, and we're going to kind of go out over the fjords, right out that direction here. So our autopilot here should start that turn here. There we go. Very interesting. Excuse me while I pick my nose. You can see all the tank farms down there. Because Valdez, that's what as far as I know, that's what it's really, I mean, besides just being amazing up here in this fjord. This is that glacier we flew over back there. Just amazing. Look at that round thing right down there. I wonder if that's look at that thing right there, huh? Have to look that up on Google Earth. See if we can figure out what that is right along the left wing there. So that's another thing. See, even if you just want to get into aviation, Microsoft Flight Simulator is amazing here on the console, because like you fly over and you're like, what is that? Because it uses aerial photography. And so you get the aerial photography and you're like, what is this? Like I have a older, not that old, but older video on Microsoft Flight Simulator where I flew out over the Nevada desert in the F-16, looking at all these things that the military has put out there for bombing, practice, and all these weird shapes and like hieroglyphs and all this kind of stuff. It looks like the NACA lions out there in Nevada. And so you just see these things, like here, look at this tank farm here. Amazing. What amazing country, though. What amazing country here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is amazing looking. From the external views, from inside the cockpit, the immersion is just, I can imagine this in VR. I have VR stuff. I just don't use VR. Main reason I don't use VR is because it's just not super stable. The system is not super stable. Seems like I've got to reboot and do all this mumbo jumbo so often. It ruins the immersion. I would rather have this where it's very stable immersion. So, but everything's looking good. Everything is looking good in the neighborhood. We are now on our way to Seward. So we have got an hour here to get to Seward. So it is just going to be beautiful country here. This is the longest leg of the flight. Look at that, wow. It's just amazing. All right, I am going to go ahead and just sit here. Enjoy the music while we fly to Seward. Be back later. So enjoy. And like I said, I am going to turn back on the music, and I'm going to be monitoring all that. So, but enjoy the music. And just let everybody know I am still here. I am just listening to the music with you and all that kind of stuff, enjoying the scenery and the flight as we are doing this about 1 hour leg from Valdez to Seward, then Seward into Homer. So if you are showing up, if you are here listening and watching and all that kind of stuff, if you would like to have a chat, then please go ahead and say something in chat, and I'll be with you in just a moment. But let's go ahead and turn the tunes back on. This is kind of like Mike flying, DJing, all kinds of good stuff, but I thought just music and enjoying this Alaskan scenery, because I have not flown in Alaska here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so I figured why not go ahead and do that. So, but yeah, if you'd like to chat, want me to turn my webcam back on and all that, and have a chat with you as we fly up here, then please type something in chat. But I'm here, so let's turn the music back on and enjoy this beautiful scenery of Alaska. All right, I am back with you here, and the reason I am back with you is because when you get in the cockpit here, I went ahead and looked it up. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that, Otto. Sorry about that, Otto. You gonna correct for us? I really hit that. I think I hit the trigger or something by accident. All right. Let's zero the heading bug. Let's go get settle down here. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. Oh, we got freezing temperature, -1 Celsius. Brr, brr. Okay, the reason being is when you come down here to transponder and VFR 12, see? There it is. I looked it up. We were supposed to be squawking 1200, not 7000. So, yes. Get that back set up. So we are now looking good. Let's go ahead and just, before we turn on the music, before we turn on the music again, let's go ahead and take a look here. Everything's looking good. 2,490. Fuel flow is looking good. Pressure is looking good. Everything is looking really good. We're burning fuel, looking nice. Electrical look all good. We are flying out here over the water. Clouds look good. Auto looks good. Everything is looking good in the neighborhood. So for that reason, let's go ahead and do something like maybe like that. Look down a little bit more. See what we see. Turn the music back on, and I'll be back with you here in just a bit. Juan back with you here. We are over Port Nelly Juan. Port Nelly Juan. Not two, but Juan. So yeah, we're making landfall off the nose here is, let's go get back in the cockpit and let's go external view so we can see. Off the nose out here, we're making landfall here. These are the mountains that are to the east of Seward, Alaska. Seward's off the nose there. But yep, down here is Port Nelly Juan. And the reason why that's important, I guess I shall say, is because in the in real life video that Angle of Attack does, they call up flight service and check in over here at Port Nelly Juan, that they actually want to go to Seward and fly over Seward and stuff like this. So yeah, that's why I've done the flight plan like this over there off at 2 o'clock. That is Kings Bay. I think that's Kings Bay. I think that's what it is. I don't know. You look, or is it Kings Bay over there? Yeah, Kings Bay. So we are on track. Everything is looking good here in the neighborhood. But yeah, I haven't, like I said, I have not flown in Alaska in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series S. So so far it has been amazing. The scenery. So I haven't seen very many. This is our second human player out there. Oh nice. Oh nice. Our second human aviator in the sim with us. But again, I am on the Southeast Asia server, and the reason being is because I've learned that has the fewest amount of people. The ping might actually not be that good, but the ping really doesn't matter too much. And so that way the server is not overloaded or anything like that. And so if you want to join me on this flight or on future flights, I will put in the description below, I will put information that you need to join me on the flight simulator, the server, the flight path, kind of the weather presets and all of that. So check that out down in the description below, because we still have one leg to do after we do our flyover. Our next point here is Seward, Alaska, and then into Homer. So that is the home base of Angle of Attack. And again, you can see this in real life flight clicking on the link in the description below. You can also go to Angle of Attack's YouTube channel. They have a ground school, flight training, blog, YouTube channel, all kinds of cool stuff that you can check out there, because I am enjoying recreating flights that are on YouTube. It gives me the inspiration. I think it also gives the, how should I say, flattery, to those who actually make the real flights in real life. It gives me the inspiration to do certain flights. So, and I will recreate flights as long as I have a similar model of the aircraft. So I know that there is an amazing Cessna 310 that the PC flight simmers already have. I would love to have that here in the Xbox, because you got 310 pilot out there that makes amazing content. I've got Juan Brown out there who has an older 310. He has a Husky. I've already recreated one of his flights from the Blanco Lirio channel. You can go down you can go down in my playlist down below, and you can actually find all of my flight sim flights that I have done, starting with, I think I started with my in real life, recreating my long cross country for my private pilot's license back in, that was probably I have to look at my logbook to see when that, I would imagine that was January of 1990 is when I did that. But you can check out that flight and so on down in the playlist that I've got. But The scenery up here, I think, is so epic that it kind of loads in places, but it's epic. That's one of the reasons why I also want to get an Xbox Series X in the future, is because, well, I just want a little bit better power. I'm playing I'm live streaming two main games, simulators almost, Microsoft Flight Simulator and now Way of the Hunter, which is a hunting simulator. It's really turning out to be amazing. And so I just need a little bit more power. I don't want to go to PC. I don't want to do the costs and all the stuff that goes along with PC. So I'm a dedicated Xboxer. That's just because I've told that story many times about why I am on the Xbox. It's just easy for me. And I've done now almost 52 laps around the sun. And so kind of plug and play, easy button, all that, that's amazing. So that's why I have stuck with Xbox, because I originally was a PC flight simulator, simmer, and then I got into Xbox so I could talk to my niece and nephew over Xbox Party Chat when they were kids, but that was years and years and years and years ago, because they're all adults now and they don't play on Xbox. My nephew, who stuck with some gaming, he moved over to PC, so, which I know we still have Discord and all that, but he's not really into gaming. I think he's more into the miniature games, like Warhammer and stuff like that. Maybe he still does that, I'm not really sure. So, but yeah, here we are. We have now crossed over from Port Nellie-Hawan over the mountains here, coming up on Seward, Alaska, which is off the nose. If we jump back into the cockpit here is our flight path. We have still got 16 minutes here before we do our flyover of Seward, Alaska. I know that there is payware for Seward, Alaska here in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox, but I haven't bought it because we were just going to fly over it, not land at it, so I didn't need the scenery of the actual airport to be, to be amazing. So, but there is payware for that. There is no payware right now for Homer on the Xbox marketplace for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, but everything's looking good. November 2423 uniform, the in number of the actual plane that Angle of Attack flies in their video. Again, you can find the link in the description below. Has been performing really nice for us here. We went through some freezing temperature back behind us, but now we're back up to 3 degrees Celsius at 8,500 feet. That has been our cruising altitude, our VFR cruising altitude for the flight. The reason being is because we just have a western vector of our magnetic heading, and so with that we need to fly at evens plus 500 feet, and so that is what we have set up. So it's been a real simple actual flight plan. Kind of get up to altitude and then just head to Valdez from Gulkana. From Gulkana to Valdez, Valdez to Seward, which is the leg that we're on now and just about to finish up, and then here from Seward into Homer. So get a little bit of wind and a little bit of turbulence now up here, but nothing too bad at all. So I'm gonna switch on over to the flight headphones in case something happens. I can hear it too. But yeah, everything's looking. It's been a really nice flight. The Alaskan scenery here in Flight Sim is amazing. So if you're interested in getting it or flying up here, it is amazing. I really need to explore more of Alaska, and perhaps it's bush airports that it's got. It's got its dirt and stuff. It's off airport landing strips. We've got some great ones in Idaho that we actually was the last flight that we did. We flew the Kodiak 100 from Boise, Idaho up into Big Creek, Idaho, which is what I declared as the home of Way of the Hunter game. So we flew up there to basically fly into the hunting lodge that is in the Way of the Hunter game. That then I live streamed that, and I've been playing a lot of that game, really getting it set up for future hunts for you. That way I know more of the game, and the live stream can be a little bit more exciting, because it was the first live stream. It was the first time I had really been playing the game. I was still learning the game. I was still learning the simulator, the hunting simulator. And now I've really got a much better understanding of the system within the game, how the animals move, more about the animals. It's got this huge encyclopedia of all kinds of information about the animal movements and what they do, and firearms and all this. And so that has been spectacular in the game. I've really enjoyed that. So future live stream, not tomorrow. I think I know what I'm going to do for tomorrow night's live stream. We're going to jump into Jimmy's world, and we're going to go take a look at an older airplane here, see if we can get it started and get it back to Plant City, Florida. But maybe Wednesday night, or maybe I'll even defer it till, I don't want to do the hunting too much, just because it's very, well, I guess I can't say it's much slower paced than this. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get out of the cockpit here, and let's look at this scenery. Look at this scenery. This scenery is amazing. But it does not compare to the video and photography that the boys took on their real life flight from Gulkana to Homer. In the actual flight that Angle of Attack did, the scenery was, it takes your breath away, and to actually be there must have been, you know, just amazing. I mean, if we go in the cockpit and really kind of make this look like we're there, you know, some view like that, it's very immersive. It's amazing. This is on a console, you know, and this flight sim here. It's just, so the people out at Asobo and Microsoft who made this, thumbs up, because you are amazing. So a little bit of wind, a little bit of turbulence here. Not too bad, just little bumps, because the wind is really light. But let's go ahead and go outside the cockpit, so that way we can see better, see this amazing scenery. There's Kings Bay back there behind us. Here is November 2423 uniform. But just imagine going out here and maybe have a float plane, because I don't know, that looks like that's let's see if I can look up here on Sky Vector. That is telling me that is a lake. That's what Sky Vector here is telling me right now. But just imagine, right, that you got a float plane, you're gonna fly over here. I don't really see that there's anything over there. It doesn't say that there is, but you're gonna go over there and you're gonna land. You're gonna fish for those big old, I don't even know what's in there, trout, maybe some, I don't know, northern pike, I don't know, salmon, I don't know what's in there, but just the scenery of what it must look like down there to be, like I said, on a float plane. So that's something you can do then in Flight Sim. If you really enjoy it, you can take off from Seward, fly over this mountain with a seaplane, duck in here, land, have a picnic, fish. If it's a hunting season, they go ahead and beach the seaplane, get out, jump over there, do some hunting, bang, bang, pew, pew, pew. You know, do all this kind of stuff. That would be amazing. This is some amazing country. So well done with the scenery. Kind of like Harry Potter. Well done, Buckbeak. Whew. Well done. Yeah, we just got this mountain right in front of us, and then boom, we're on the water, and boom, there is Seward, Alaska. It's tucked up in a bay. It's so you can see there we got the point of interest now. I do have point of interest on here in the sim for airports and for landmarks. That way, then you as the viewer can participate a little more and understand where things are at when I look around. And of course, he has flown away. We had another human player here with us. Looks like he was probably taking off. Anchorage is up in that area. Probably took off out of Anchorage. But we've got this one mountain range to go over here, and then we will see Seward down here in this bay fjord, if you want to call it. And then we will be making a slight turn to the right, go over some other mountains, and then drop into Homer, Alaska. That, like I said, look at that. Doesn't that look just amazing to have a seaplane? Yes, I still have the COVID grudge cough. Ugh. Blech. But that is what I have also done. Is, like I said, my last flight, I recreated the flight into a grass strip in Idaho where Way of the Hunter game is set in Idaho. So I've kind of linked the two games, the two simulators together. I like doing that. I just think it's kind of fun. So, all right, I can tell I got a coughing fit coming on here, so I am going to mute and go off camera just for a moment. I'll be right back with you. Alright, I don't know if that's going to fix anything, but probably not, so. But yeah, I just got I don't know, a little bit of a scratchy, I don't know, little scratchy throat, but it's leftover from bad COVID cough. It's like, a little pizza phlegm, and it's in the morning, so I've just not just woken up, but it's early in the morning, so everything, drains. Ugh, so. Alright, let's go in the cockpit here. Getting a little bit of some updrafts. It's really not wind or anything, because the wind's picking up just a hair. Look at those mountains. Epic. For a sip. Look at the glacier. Amazing. Amazing. But there is, off the nose, is the town of Seward, Alaska. I think I need a tissue now. Do I have a tissue in this room? No. Okay. Well, with that, enjoy the music here real quick. I'm going to go get myself a tissue because I need a tissue. So I'll be back in just a bit. All right, I am back here with you in the cockpit. Let's take a look. Everything is looking real good here. Yep. All right, and then down below us here is the town of Seward, Alaska. There is a payware version of this airport, but I haven't bought it just because I haven't found in real life YouTubers or anything like that that are based here at Seward. I looked to see if there was a payware for the airport improvement for Homer, Alaska, where we are heading our final leg here of this trip, but there wasn't one yet. I'm sure there is on the PC, but there's just not on the Xbox marketplace right now. So, but we are just going to pass over Seward, Alaska. You can see it's tucked up here in this fjord, this bay. Yeah, amazing looking place though to explore. I've been to Skagway, Alaska on a cruise. I've been to Juneau and Ketchikan and Skagway, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. People always ask Aunt Sydney and myself, you know, if you go on a cruise, what should we do? Go to Alaska. Let's go to Alaska. It's epic. So you can see how this, I think this was an Air Force base at one time, or an Army air base at one time. I think it's what it was originally built to be. So it looks like it with that big tarmac down there. So, but if you're interested and you're on the Xbox, there is, like I said, payware for Seward, Alaska down there. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to cross over these high mountains here. On our way to Juneau, we're going to be taking Otto here, our little German co-pilot, is going to take us on a little bit of a right turn here. So if we come over here, you can see it. We're just about to make a slight right turn here. And then we'll get updated information. There we go. Here's our slight right turn. And so we've now got 35 minutes before we get to Homer. There goes our point of interest. So right below us down there, you can see, definitely, probably, like I said, is a old Army air base. You know, the coasts are just littered. Even the Carolina coast, Georgia coast, Florida coast, all up the coast, New England coast. There's just all these airfields that at one time were actually built, you know, for and by the military. So, but yeah, we just got to cross this mountain range here, which is actually the Kenai Fjords National Park. So, bunch of fjords off there to off our left wing. So this is the Kenai Fjords. And looking at Sky Vector here, that's what I'm looking at. Sky Vector here on the old iPad. It looks like we are going to be doing just fine at 8,500. Looks like that for terrain and stuff, 7,000 looks like. So we are above that. But then once we get into the fjord above Bradley, which is the little, I guess, town, home, you know, village and all that, that's really tucked up at the tip of the fjord, there will actually probably, we might start our descent there. We might start descent a little bit earlier than that, and then get into Homer. So let's see if we can, in the actual cockpit here. So I've got ATIS for Homer as, looks like 135.65. So let's go in the cockpit. 135. So 135.65. Now we might be, with the mountains and all this, we just might be way too far out at 60 miles, so. But that's what it says it is, we'll see. Of course, we can also go in the sim and look for the nearest airport. So we're looking for Homer. Which is pretty far away, so. Alright, doesn't look like it. So we are just too far away right now, so we'll just go ahead and keep that dialed in at 135.65. Like I said, that is what I see for Homer. See what the winds are doing. What our G1000 up here is telling us right now is that we got light winds right here, basically out of the north. So, oh sorry, out of the west. So we would probably then be landing on like runway 22 in Homer, almost just kind of a straight in. So we'll see as we get closer. Let's go ahead and check out the scenery here. So this is all the Kenai Fjords National Park. Whew. We got a little bit of distance here where, whew, boy, we lost an engine here. We'd be landing on a glacier, and it might be for a cold night before we're rescued. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get in the cockpit. Let's just go ahead and check on November 2423 uniform here. 2500 on the old RPMs. Fuel flow looks good. Oil pressure, oil temp looks good. Exhaust gas temperature looks good. Everything's looking real good. We've got plenty of fuel. Everything is looking good. Outside air temperature is 2 degrees Celsius. We're squawking 1200. Local time is 9 a.m. That's what I wanted to do. I want to do an early morning flight up here, so it looks all looking good. Yeah, everything, I like it. Everything I see, I like. Don't see any problems. Don't see anything that I don't like, so yeah, we're good to go. Because this is just kind of barren, snow, high plateau mountains. I mean, there's only a few sticking out here. And if I look at Skyvector is showing basically the same thing. There's really not. Your elevation up here is like a mile. This is all like a mile high right here. All this snow you see right here is pretty much a mile high. And then the peaks sticking out are about 6,000 or so feet. But this is just nothing but snow. I need to bring like the up here, bring the like the tri-motor and stuff that I've got with skis. I also have this airplane on skis. So Cessna 172, we have it on skis. But yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I wonder how the animation works. I wonder if it actually shows blowing snow or if it's just, you know, not really modeled very good. So, but yeah, this is mile high country right here. Amazing, just it's a national. Like I said, this is all right now. So we just passed over that. Yeah, we're basically in the thick of Kenai Fjords National Park. It's not until we get to those rock outcroppings straight ahead that we leave the national park boundary. But this is nothing but snow. Like I said, this is mile high snow. So I would imagine this is probably here year round. This high elevation, high altitude, or sorry, high latitude, high altitude. And I would imagine this day is looking like this. I mean, it's August right now, so it's when we're flying here. Nice autumn day. Yeah, nice August day with just few clouds. So it's whatever. This is what the sim is saying it should look like. Yeah, I would imagine if you change it to December, it'd probably look very similar. Just the coast will have more snow on it. But you can see how you would want to be prepared if you are flying in country like this. If you had to set down in here, the only thing you're probably going to get to you in any timely matter, well, I guess you could actually probably get you get an airplane on skis up here. You get a helicopter up here, I would think. So. Alright, let's just make sure everything is looking good in the neighborhood. Alright, it is now giving us the time to descend. I'm not too worried about time to descent, so let's go ahead and back this all the way up. There is PAHO, Papa Alpha Hotel Oscar. So there you can see it. It's on the just coming in here on the map. You can see the fjord here, so we probably get close to the tip of this fjord here. This is probably when we will start our descent. Won't take us too long. Of course, Homer is sea level, so we've got to descend 8,000. So we got to descend, if we just pull the power back 1,000 feet per minute, 8 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to descend down as we just cross this. It's not, I'll say barren, but this just mile-high plateau of nothing but snow. Look at this. I can see why they made this a national park, because it's amazing. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead. Hey, we're getting the weather. 255 at 7 right now. Got some. Alright, let's go in the cockpit. Alright, so right now it's winds off out of the west. So switch that off. Alright, so we can listen to that again when we get closer, just to make sure that the weather is good. That is amazing. Alright, everything is still looking good in the neighborhood. 180 knots. I'm going to go ahead and, since we made that slight turn, I'm going to zero the heading bug just in case we need it. It's gotten a little warmer now on us here. It's got up to 7 degrees Celsius. Which has changed our fuel setting just a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it where it's at. But we are coming up on some more rugged mountains coming up here in front of us. And then we drop down in the fjord and then into Homer, almost a straight in approach here for runway 22. Winds are 250 at light, now 250 at 7. But we'll listen to that again. We just got to Just got to switch it over right there. We've already got 135.65 dialed in, so we can listen to the weather. So pretty amazing here. I like taking little video and screenshots. What I need to do is I need to program in on the controller. I think you can program in we've got a button here for, but it right now it takes a little video, and I want to see if I can have like a button for video and then a button for like a screenshot on my controller. That would be pretty cool. Don't know how it would do that, because I don't want the game to pause or anything. I just want it to happen. So, because what is D-pad right now? Okay, so D-pad right now, just so you know. Oh no, oh that's flaps. Ah! I just put down the flap shit. All right, so yeah, I'll have to. All right, did I mess you up, Auto? You okay with me, Auto? You okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, we're gonna bust a cloud here, but I don't see any traffic. Shh. So, but yeah, I want to program that in. I've got, like I said, I've got it where I can already take a 1-minute video just by pressing a button, because I like making YouTube shorts. I need to make more of them. That's kind of cool. As we fade in. That's cool. Alright, we got some other clouds that we're probably going to bust through here. I'm just going to bust right through them. I'm going to bust right through them. I don't see any traffic. It might dissipate by the time we get there. So, well, I guess we could. One of the things that we could do is, instead of busting through the clouds, we could go on heading mode, and that way then we could deviate left and right. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go on heading mode. Heading mode is now. And so let's go ahead and deviate about 10 to the left. There we go. That's what we'll do. So we'll play a little bit, we'll role play a little bit better VFR. Even though it looks like the cloud is dissipating right in front of us. And yep, it looks like by cloud it has lost. So let's go ahead and go back on course. Looking good in the neighborhood. You can see how we're getting closer to the warmth of the water. So the mountaintops are, and the snow is basically going away. It is a lot of snow. All right. Now we could climb up above this one, but I am just going to go ahead and leave us right where we're at. Because it looks like we're probably going to skirt right over the top of this cloud. Looking good. 30, just about 33 miles to Homer. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's been a great flight. Beautiful, beautiful flight. Beautiful flight. Over the scenery. The Alaska scenery is amazing here. Microsoft Flight Sim there on the Xbox. I can only imagine what it's like on PC or Xbox Series X. which, like I said, I'll get here in a month or two. So looking good. November 2423 uniform has been performing real nice. You can see me in there with my flight helmet on. I like wearing the flight helmet. I think it's cool. We've got a little bit of wind, a little bit of turbulence going on here. There we go. That's a nice view. I like that view. Everything is looking good. I don't see any traffic. Traffic's not really going to show up. We're so zoomed out right here, so we could zoom in on our range just to. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and zoom on in. There is 20 miles, so it's 10 miles straight ahead. Go in nav mode here. Just gets back on GPS. Yeah, there's a cloud right in front of us, but auto will actually keep us clear. We're gonna go right by this cloud here on the left, kind of just barely maybe a skirt. We got enough visibility to see. You know, is that like, I mean, for safety, it'd be like, that's really a cloud. Yes, it's really a cloud. But we could also see through it. So we've got, you know, terrain avoidance and traffic avoidance. There is the fjord straight ahead with Bradley, the township and village of Bradley, right in front. So when we get over the fjord, we'll step down. Maybe we'll go like 8,500. We'll step down to 6,500. Maybe we could actually just go ahead and start doing that right now, because most of the terrain avoidance, you know, that we need to do on the chart said to stay above, it's really 6,000 feet. So I think we're okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna go ahead and bug 6,500. I'm gonna come over here and let's go ahead and put in a 500 foot per minute descent. I'm not gonna change the power settings right now. I'm gonna see what they do. We're just going to probably come pretty close to the top of the green, which is good. We'll speed up. No worries about that. We're still on GPS nav mode. Yep, everything is looking good in the neighborhood. Got a little bit of turbulence happening. So yeah, we'll just start our descent here into the fjord. That Homer is actually on the inlet of the fjord, so we've got to go out to sea. A little bit of a cloud. I'm going to go ahead and go in heading mode and do a little deviation here, 10 or so to the right. Stay clear of this cloud here as we descend down, because we do have terrain right through there and I really can't see it, so we're just going to stay clear of that cloud. And of course we can get even more visibility to look for traffic avoidance. But I haven't seen, we've only seen a few other players here, out here in Alaska with us. We've only seen one other, on that takeoff, we saw that one airplane fly over us, but way up high, must have been an airliner. So everything is looking good. We're at 7,700 going to 6,500 because we are on a westerly heading, magnetic heading. We are VFR, so we need to stay evens plus 500 feet. So we are on heading mode. And so there is the fjord here. Bradley is right off the nose. Let's go ahead and come back here to get on our heading toward Homer. This is our last leg of our flight. And this flight is a recreation of angle of attack's last leg of the flight that they did, which was they took their Cessna 172 November 2423 uniform, and they took it all the way from Homer, Alaska down to Wisconsin to get retrofitted and all this, and they video documented all of that. It was amazing. And then they also filmed their flight back to Homer, and so that is what I am doing here, is recreating their flight back home and their last leg from Gulkana, Alaska over to Homer. So it's taking us about, or will take us about 2.5 hours. We're about 2 hours in, so we've got about 20-25 minutes here since we're dropping down into the fjord here where Homer is at. And so yeah, everything is looking real good here. There is a Bradley, oh look at that, Bradley Lake Hydroelectric Project Airstrips. This is the thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Whether you're into Google Earth, whether you're into flying, whether you're into gaming, whether you're into it doesn't really matter. As you fly around here, because I've got airports and landmarks on, you see this stuff. So this Bradley Lake Hydroelectric, so clearly a dam of some type. I bet they're doing something with this high elevation lake or something over here. So this is something that you find out and you're like, what? And so then you can come over here to like your iPad and you can just do like a Google search. Hello, face unlock. Hello, yeah, it's me. And so it's, what was it? Bradley Lake Hydroelectric Project, Alaska. The Homer Electric Association. Here we go. The project, I will just read this to you. In the 1970s, a popular bumper sticker around Homer and the Kenai Peninsula proclaimed a simple message: build Bradley Lake now. The original proponents of building basically a hydroelectric dam of a significant potential glacier-fed lake about 27 miles from Homer. In 1986, they built it. Today, Bradley Lake is the largest of 7 hydroelectric facilities in the state, with a capacity of 120 megawatts. So, very cool. So is that, see if I can find a picture. Yeah. Yeah, so that is Bradley Lake. So you know what? I say we do some sightseeing. That is Bradley Lake right there. All right, autopilot comes off. We come back on the power. And right off, going off the nose, underneath the nose right there, that is Bradley Dam. So let's do some sightseeing here. I'm just going to go ahead and, I just came off the power. I'm going to let the plane do what it wants to do here. I'll let it settle in the descent. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to rebug to 4,000, our next step down, as we check out here. So yeah, this is Bradley Lake. And right down here off the right wing, that's Bradley Dam. See the road up to it and all that kind of stuff. Right there's Bradley Dam. And then that's the airstrip for the project. Built in 1986. You can see the dam. It's actually right off the left wingtip, most of it. Very cool. See, that is amazing. And that's what you can do with Microsoft Flight Simulator. You see these things and you're like, what is that? You know? All right. Let's bring in some power. We're almost down to 4,500. I'm going to go ahead and work with auto here. And let's go ahead and capture. Capture that. Autopilot comes, oops. Autopilot comes on. There we go. That's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I like this. Because you can fly around, you're like, what is that? What? Hydroelectric Project Airstrip. Now, it's not a modeled landmark in the game. It would have a different symbol. But there's like architecture and all this kind of stuff. Excuse me. You know, so you can just have a questioning attitude. You'd be like, what? What's that about? Look it up. Fly over it. Check it out. That's cool. That is really, really cool. So Bradley Lake. And it's a power. It's basically power production here for Homer and the surrounding area. Of course, there's a lot of stuff here on the Kenai Peninsula. I mean, it's not just that. I mean, this is Kenai Peninsula's got all kinds. There are places all over the place. Who knows? Some of the power might always go back up at the base of the peninsula to Anchorage. I mean, who knows, right? But definitely it's feeding a lot of these small villages and towns and stuff along the Kenai Peninsula. So all right, we're at 4,500 here. Bear Cove Farm. So we're still at our VFR altitude because we're 1,000 feet above the water, and we're at sea level now. We're at sea level, so we'll just go ahead and do VFR Western Magnetic heading evens plus 500 feet as we just work our way out to Homer. We can go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just practicing. So direct. Do I need to do this one? No. Do I need to do this one? Okay, what do I do? Enter? Alright, I'm really trying to figure out. There it is. I gotta turn that one. Alright, so we're gonna go. Is it now? Is it now this one? Okay. I can never remember how to work this thing. So we want Papa. Now that changes. There we go. That changed. Okay. Alpha. Hotel. Oscar. All right, so enter. Enter. Yes. Now nav mode. There we go. We got it. Beach Baron pilot would be, and flying SIC. They'd be proud of me. All this direct inner stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go look at. You can go look at their videos. He was teaching how to do all that on their instruments, and it was like direct, inner. So it became like a thing now. So all right, we're right at. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go full rich. We're below 5,000 feet, So I'm just gonna go ahead and full rich. We're in the vicinity of, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my landing lights just for safety. Lights on for safety. Take a look. All right, I got the runway in sight. We're 12 miles out. So there is that looking good in the neighborhood. And I'm gonna come off autopilot. I'm gonna come off the power. I'm not gonna change the trim settings or anything. I'm just gonna come back, ease the power out, and just let the plane settle. So often I see people like they're steering the plane. No, just let the plane settle. Let the plane do its thing. I'm gonna go left and right just to keep the everything good bank wise. I've got maybe I've gotten too much fuel. I guess I could close one of the valves and pull fuel out of one side, but we're just gonna come on down here. Just nice easy descent. Let the plane just come on down. Let it do its thing. Don't get all crazy with it. Just let it do its thing. Let it settle. We're just gonna go through this little bit of precipitation, maybe a little bit of a cloud right here. All right, let's go and listen to weather one more time.
Papa Alpha Hotel Oscar, automated weather observation 1700 Zulu. Wind 255 at 7. Visibility 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,700 feet, few clouds at 4,700 feet, ceiling 13,800 feet broken. Temperature 15 dew point, 13 C.
It's not the best right here, but
Papa Alpha Hotel Oscar, automated weather observation 1700 Zulu. Wind
kind of busted the cloud right there. So
visibility 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,700 feet, few clouds at 4,700 feet, ceiling 13,800 feet broken. Temperature
all right,
C, dew point, 13
I got the weather. Runway 22 is still. Now, if you're into the sim, if you want a visual representation, we can come over here and we can turn on the VOR. So there is the VOR, and then we can go ahead and bug the VOR for 22. So that right there now is giving us the runway. I see the runway. We're just on a straight in for runway 22, but there's a visualization now if you wanted it. So that is one of the little things that I do fairly regularly. So we're just descending down here. Just gonna go ahead and just do a straight in. We're at 2,700. Clearly everything is sea level here. You can see the runway. There is the runway. Yeah, there is a seaplane base over there. You can see it marked. So we're just gonna do kind of just a straight in runway 22. As we just descend on down here, everything is going good. All right, so pre-landing gumps check. Gas is on both, plenty of gas. Undercarriage is, well, look, it's fixed, it's down and locked. A mixture is full rich. Prop, we don't have to worry about the prop. Seats and seat belts and harnesses and all that, and switches all look good. Landing light is already on. We've done that when we're descending in the vicinity. Everything is looking good. So one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to getting a Missionary Bush Pilot's checklist box that I've ordered from him is so that way I can have the checklist right here. There is checklists in the game. The issue with those though on the Xbox, it's too much on the screen. It's too much to bring up, close it, and all this kind of stuff, and so too much to tick off the items, scroll down if it's not. And so it's just too much. So all right, I'm gonna come way back on the power. I'm gonna way back on the power. Gonna go ahead. We are at 800 feet. We're still high, but that's okay. We're still fast. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just slow it down here. We don't really need to be in the white arc to do first notch of flaps, so first notch of flaps are coming in. You can take a look outside. There they are. Trim, 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 as Blanco Leary would say. Trim, trim, trim.
500.
There we go. Trim is all set now. A little bit of power. Second notch of flaps coming in. We're gonna do a full stall landing here. And looks pretty good. 70 knots. I like it. Got a crosswind from the right. Looking good, looking good. You can hear me really working the controls as I'm on the controller. Alright, airport is made, full flaps. Get the nose down. Flight idle. Into the flare. Oh, right before the stall. We were like, what, 41 knots indicated? Woo! Well, welcome to Homer. Go ahead and bring the flaps up here. There's all kinds of famous places. You ever watch that show, Buying Alaska, where they buy the houses and all that in Alaska? I think Seldovia, Homer, they've all been on there. So it's interesting to even connect shows if you wanted to. So, all right, it just looks like I don't see a taxiway here, so we're gonna go ahead and continue our taxi. Looking for a taxiway. I think I see fuel over to the left. Looks like terminal over to the right. Yeah, it looks good. You can see that they haven't really modeled this airport very well. This is clearly a taxiway, but the texture is not it's not correct. We'll just come out here, find a place to park, shut her down, and that will be our flight of our recreated flight of angle of attack from Gulkana, Alaska, over here to Homer, Alaska. It was a beautiful flight, beautiful scenery. All right, we're gonna do a 180 here. Parking this white box right here. I think this is maybe where they want us to park. I'm not really sure, but this is where I'm gonna park. We're gonna get in the white box, man. Think inside the box. Think inside the box. All right, let's go ahead and let's see here. Parking brake is set. Lights all can come off. Lights can come off. Flaps are already up. Everything's looking good there. Oh, let's pull it. Oh, there we go. Key is off. Master is off. And there we go. Welcome to, whoop, wrong way, Homer, Alaska, by way of a Gulkana, with passovers over, or flyovers over Valdez. Oh, look at that big old place. Oh, whoa. That's some dollars. There's some dollars. Sorry, over over Valdez and over Seward, Alaska. If you're interested in seeing the real life flight that I just did, you can click on the link in the description below. It was the guys from Angle of Attack. They flew November 2423 uniform. Their Cessna 172 from Gulkana to Homer, which is their home base. So looking down there, you can see down there is 2423 uniform where we just parked her. And so, yeah, there is this recreated flight. Had a lot of fun. So I will see you next time, next time will be tomorrow night, Monday night, in which we will do a Jimmy's World recreation. You can check out Jimmy's World. I'll be working on go ahead and getting that all set up and thumbnail and everything posted on YouTube for that flight tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And so, yeah, so you know the drill. Come on, you know the drill by now. It is subscribe if you haven't. Click that like button if you do. Come chat in the future live stream and game on, because I'm your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. I'm Uncle Mike. Bye, everybody. And thumbs up because you are amazing. Yep. All right. See you tomorrow night. Bye. Oh, what a great flight. What a great flight. Did not compare to the scenery and the videography that Angle of Attack did in the actual video, but it was amazing.